The sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. The sun has got his hat on and the charts are coming to play. Well, hello. Gonna break a chart. If the conditions are right, I'll trade it. And a warm welcome to one and all. For those of you who have not seen me before, my name is Langers, and I am the overgrown child that loves a coffee, scruffy trader. And what I'm trying to do is kind of put trading in the real world, maybe show you a trick or two along the way. So if that sounds good, please click the little subscribe button, smash the like, genuinely helps the channel, but more importantly, it motivates me to do more of this. So what am I doing today? Well, I was actually not going to be doing a lot this week, and I'm still not going to be doing a lot this week.
No way!
Simply because I'm just having a break. However, I got an email this morning asking if I would kind of talk the strength sheet and how I would use it to find a market. And that's one of the good things about filtering trades, because there's hundreds of them, and if you haven't got a filter in place, it does become a minefield. So Gerald, a little salute to you, my friend, because it is a good question to ask. And why is that? Because you'll get lost in the woods if you don't. I use a spreadsheet, which is a sort of strength meter of sort. There is plenty out there. If you look in the description below, there's a couple of free links to websites that have strength meters, but they're not the be all and end all. And I think that's where some people get a little bit misguided with them, because they automatically think if something's strong, it's going up, and if something's weak, it's going down. It's not necessarily the case. I use it as a filtering method to go through the pairs and kind of pull out the best candidate. Now I've changed it slightly, which is probably what's prompted the question, simply because I added an extra section in for products that I look at every single day. So let me pull my screens up and we'll have a little look, and then we'll break a chart. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, it is Aussie dollar, but how did I get there in the first place? Well, it's this. So the first thing I do each morning, is part of my routine, is I work out the strengths here, and it's kind of a rolling 2 days. At the minute, you've got the US at the top and you've got the Aussie at the bottom. Excellent. To kind of give you an idea as to why I'm looking at that. I also look at the change of strength over the last couple of days. That's kind of telling me what the movers and the shakers are. Not necessarily what I'm going to trade, it's just telling me if there's movement around, and that's all this is for. It's not direction, it is movement. Now the bit I've added into it is this, which is what's added, because a lot of the time I will always go to the old favourites, euro, dollar, cable, that sort of thing. And myself, I would just visually look up here and I'd work it out. But some of the guys wanted to see if I could sort of clarify it a little bit. So the way I would look at this is, the first area I look at is up here, this section here. And what I'm looking for is a watch list, essentially. And it's pulling out the pairs. So it's the US, the Oz, Pound Oz, and Euro Oz. Very, very simple. I can then look at this heat map to tell me whether it's a day trade or a swing trade. Okay. So in the case of the US Aussie, that is there, AUD USD. It's in blue, 65. What that represents is an ATR. I'm wanting something that can move a reasonable amount per day to become a day trade. if it doesn't move very far, I'm not going to sit for hours for 5 pips. You know, it's just no point. So what I'll do is I'll either look at an hourly chart or a 4-hourly chart, depending on the colour. So for argument's sake, the Aussie Euro is 40. I will just look at a 4-hour chart. This makes my life a lot easier. And then I start breaking down the chart to find out which one is the best candidate. So I'll pull a watch list in, and then I can go through them to see which one's good, bad, and different. Now this little section here, regardless of what's up there, it will look at the 4 major world currencies. And then you can quickly make a watch list out of here. So for argument's sake, the US is the strongest. You can see that. You just look across the scale where the JPY is the weakest. And then you at the bottom down here, you are looking for a red light, green light. Very simple. Green, red. So I'll look at that. What else could I look at? Well, that's strong, that's weak, and that's a green light, red light. So I'll look at Eurodollar. Very, very simple. It's just a filter. It's all it is, guys, a filter. And today, because this section is what I look at first, it is pulled out Aussie dollar. And that's where this has come from. So let's have a look at the Aussie dollar. See what's going on with it. What do I expect? Well, actually, I'll pull that sheet back up. Just a second. Right, we'll go through it. So Aussie dollar's strong, Aussie weak, and it is correlated down here. All right. So in theory, if you're just looking at the sheet, you would expect that sort of to be a direction of short. Why? Because the US is stronger than the Aussie. All right. Very, very simple. And it's telling you it is short here. Why is that? Because you can see it clearly. But let's go out to the bigger picture and have a look at what is actually going on. Oh, excuse me. Well, I agree with the sheet. It is clearly heading down. This is a monthly chart, by the way, guys. You can see that it's shot up. It's consolidated for a few months, and now it's selling down, and it's consolidated off some major highs recently. So yes, I would say that is moving down. But this is long term. This is swing term. Move it down to the weekly. What's going on here? Well, there's your drive. You can see it. Now that was a super sell-off last week. Big sell-off. And it was selling the week before. But this is green. Okay. Why is it green? Because it's at a level. And look, it's stopped. Dead on it. All right. Take it to a daily. What's going on with the daily? Well, you can see your consolidation. You can see your sell-off. Boom, 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 boom. But that sell-off was in a straight line. Straight down. Okay. So, yes. If I'm going to swing this, my overall preference will be to the downside. That, however, interests me, this bit. Why? Because of the angle of descent. So let's go down to the 4-hour, see what's going on here. Oh boy, lovely drop. So was there any reprieves within that? None whatsoever, but there is here. Okay. Take it down to the hour, and it is slowed down, pushed down, tails, this. For today, I actually think it's going to the upside. And it's not far away from moving to the upside now. What are we going to get out of it? 10-15 pips-ish. And I think it'll be pretty safe bet. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop this down into a trading chart. So let's move down the scales so we can see where we're up to. Pushed up, pushed down. I still think maybe it's going to come down slightly. Yeah, it's showing there. So what I'm going to do is I'll just let the camera run because I might have to wait a little bit. I do think it can get to probably the tops of this area. Yeah, that's my play. My play today is actually long, but my overall trade for swing term would be short. All right, but there's a difference. If you're swing trading, you always go with the dominant trend, regardless of what's going on. If it looks like it's going down, it is going down. Simple as that. When you're day trading, it is market neutral and you can go either way. However, what you need to be careful with is if you're going against the greater trend, just be a bit conservative with your targets, because swinging for the fences is going to end in disaster. Just a little bit word to the wise. So for argument's sake, if I think this is going to do 30 pips, I will only target 15. I'll go half of what I expect. But that works the other way if I'm going to go with the dominant trend at this point. If I think it's going to go 30 pips, I could have my runner at 45 pips. So again, it's horses for courses and a little bit of, let's just call it common sense. All right. If you're going against the grain, don't outstay your welcome. But today, it looks like there might be a little bit of a breather. So that's going to be my play today, to the upside. All right. So I'll let it run and I'll come back to you at the end. There you go, guys. All done. It's coming to target. It's bouncing off the top of the level as it is now. You can see that. I could have held it, but the reason why I didn't, this side kind of tells me it's time to get out. The markings tell me it's time to get out. And the second, and well, the third reason, I guess, is because I don't want to be greedy. I put in what I needed it to do. And well, as you can see, it's now rejecting right on the target point. So the theory was correct. Did it pay me? Well, we'll find out in a second. Yes, it did. 150 quid. So it's not the biggest trade in the world, but you do that every day, you get a wage. And that's all we're here for. Just a simple wage. So there we go. It was just an off-the-cuff video, really. Sometimes opportunities present themselves that are pretty good, and you just jump on them. Simple as that. And if there is an art to trading, it is looking at the top, work your way down, have a simple set of rules that get you in and get you out, and just rinse and repeat over and over.
Isn't that logical?
Simple stuff, guys, and it's all I do all the time. I follow the same criteria time and time again, and I never chase the market, and that's it. So I'll leave it there. If you've got any questions or anything, drop them in the comments below, because it's great to sort of catch up with you guys and also hear your stories, how you trade the markets, that sort of thing, whether it's good, bad or indifferent. And who knows, maybe we can share this journey together. So trade wise, keep your risk managed, and as always, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.